Good morning. Welcome to Quiet Life, the Minecraft save where we take things a little slower and play like a nice, cozy game. No adventuring, no big spelunking, no going out and about, just settling in, making things a bit cozy. Last time we worked on some of our Pale Moss village over here, as well as our nice little church. I haven't moved the villagers into their new homes just yet. That's going to be later on the to-do list. But first, I have to finish the entirety of the rest of the village. I also realized I've lost a couple villagers. There's, at the very least, 2 no longer here. And I don't know where they went. So we're going to have to bulk up the village too at some point. But hopefully, today, we can wrap up this village and get on to other projects. The farm, it calls to me. But equally does the moss. Pig. I found a cat. I am a proper village now. I have kitty cat. Anyways, that is a distraction. Let's go ahead and get started. And just like that, the village is done. And I am very relieved, as this took a hot minute. We have every job class has its own little house, little setups, as well as this nice little art installation, because I needed to fill the space, and it's neat. I like it. And each house kind of has its own little flavor. We have over here the armors. They have a little 2-story deal. This is the cartographer. They got a circular house with a spiral staircase. Over here, we have the Fletcher's building, which in L shapes, it has a little yard to be able to do a little target practice with your brand new fancy arrows. Everything is unique. Downsides, I still have not finished the interiors, but we'll get to that later. it's time to go do some more projects. Our next project is going to take us back to the farm, but first, got a little pit stop. I've been seeing these jungle trees the entire time I've been doing this build. And I want to swing on over that way and see if I can find myself some cocoa beans, because those will go into my next project. Jungle's pretty large, so I should be able to find some cocoa beans without too much hassle. They're definitely in here somewhere. Well, that's something. There are cocoa beans. Because who needs a portal going to hell whenever you could have cookies? Seriously though, this is like the weirdest portal I have ever seen, and the chest had nothing really good in it, so moving on. Back to the farm. I should really go back there at some point. Get myself a parrot. That'd be neat. And could have a bird cage inside the farmhouse. Make a dance. It'll be good. Anyways, we're home. The next thing that I would like to build is a staple, a classic in all of these cozy games, and that would be a greenhouse. So that way I could grow some more exotic crops. And see, the thing is, I don't even need to finish the community center for this one. I just need a lot of glass. So it's a good thing I got all that sand last episode, because it is coming in use. So we are gonna slide on out to the outer reaches of the farm and get this started. So this is about where I would like to be able to install the greenhouse, right next to this village over here, right next to all the animals in the farm. So let's go ahead and get that started. Went a bit rustic with this build, but I'm kind of happy. That's kind of the whole vibe we have going on right now, so it works. It fits in nicely. I still have the interior here to do. I have plenty of shelving, plenty of little spaces to be able to toss in a little something something. I wish Wandering Trader sold spore blossoms. I don't believe they do, but if I ever get a hand in one, it's going right there. But there we are. Nice, cozy greenhouse. The staple of all cozies. And yeah, it turned out good. Me and interiors aren't particularly friends, but you know, they're gonna have to be tackled at one point or another, so next time. We're hitting this up next time. Because I can't get better at something until I try. So, you know, it's gonna get done. But until then, we have just a couple more things I would like to do today before we wrap all this up. Because if you were around for the whole time, I did have a campsite over by that other... Yeah, by that other village over there that I tore down at the end of episode 1 because I had something else I wanted to put in that place. And now is about the time to put something in that place. And that would be, I need like a farmer's market, trading stand, general store kind of situation, because I have a lot of wheat and I must give it to the masses for profit. Capitalism. And right around here where the campsite used to be, next to the pond, next to the greenhouse, next to the village, is, I do believe, the best place to put this particular building. I have to do a bit of terraforming, have to do a bit of cutting back, but I'm excited to give this one a go. Here we go. And it is done. My little trading post. I actually already have villagers coming up to come and see what's inside, despite the fact that they cannot get any of the stuff that's in here, because they are villagers and don't access chests. So there we have it, a nice little farmer's market area, which really just... Hello? Okay. I do that far more frequently than I would like to admit, just opening up my inventory, whatever I meant to press W. But, you know. Nice little farmer's market station. I kind of based this off of some various buildings that I've seen at state parks. And it's just, it's nice. I have a little place to be able to tie up your horse, which I did not see at state parks, so I don't live that rustically. But it's cute. And it's right on the edge of the village. Like I said, I already have villagers coming up here, walking around the building. Wandering trader. Let's see. Nope, not today. Nothing really worth purchasing right now, but it's right next to the edge of the village. It's going to be right here is where I'm planning on putting the main entrance to the farm, outside of a fence, whatever we get around to that, and right next to my greenhouse. So pretty much, I'm just going to be using this for storage for all of the crop stuff, so that way it doesn't take up all my storage system over there. So, yeah. Moving on. So I did this nice cherry blossom pond oasis last episode, and the entire time I was building this, I was looking at that waterfall right there, because currently it's kind of a haphazard mess. And to be clear, it spawned in this way. I did not place any water. It actually looks like there's a little villager farm up on the top that nobody can access. So let's take a moment and unpack what's happening here, because there's a lot going on. We have the naturally spawning village path that continues up here on the very large raised area and goes down there. Surrounding this path is villager farmland with kind of a random assortment of crops. I didn't put this here, this came this way. We have the water from the farm continuing and spilling down the hillside, kind of just to the middle of nowhere. Now, this has potential to be something probably cool, but right now it needs a lot of work, and I think we just might be able to make this work. We're going to start by clearing out this farmland and redirecting the path to come around this way, and we're going to pull this out a bit, have the water going in that direction. Whoa. Okay. This has potential. I like this. What to do here? I don't know, but this is nice. But that is a problem for a later day. We have another project to deal with right now. We'll brainstorm that later. Back to the plan. I have the laying cleared up a bit here. Armadillo's already using the new path. And I cleared up all of the farmland situation. I'm starting to do a little bit of terraforming on the back end here to try to make it flow in. And then we're going to add a little horn to the front so the water can spill down this hillside. So, I'm going to go ahead and pop into time-lapse mode. Forgot a bit. Go ahead and take care of that. Time-lapse mode. And then, yeah, we'll finish this up. Sounds good. Just getting it a little bit more cleaned up. We have this nice stream heading down the entire hillside to this little pond that I also cleaned up a little bit down here. But I really like how this turned out. It feels a lot more natural. Had to do slabs because of water physics, but this turned out pretty nice. Now, I do have one more thing that I want to do today. And I have one more thing. This is the last one. And it takes me all the way to the other side of the farm. I never get tired of walking through this area here. This is so nice. But we're going over here on the other side of the silos and the bee farm to the river on the back end. So as I'm going along building, my character is using lots and lots of wooden logs and planks and various things of those variety. Now, where do those come together? And you think, yeah, you could just throw them in a crafting table. Am I really hand sawing? every single one of these logs. That's silly. What we need is a sawmill, because this is a lot to do by hand. And a sawmill just makes sense. And I think right over here in the bend of the river would be a really good place to put the sawmill. I'm thinking of a Skyrim style sawmill, to be honest. It seems the most fun to build. So let's get a little Terrabuthori up in here and get this last build of the day rolling. The sawmill turned out pretty nice. Kind of got a little carried away with that first water wheel. Kind of a bit too far, but this is nice. I had a little gantry to be able to carry the log to the saws. Nice pile of cut logs. Water wheel. It is good. And now, that's going to wrap me up for the day. So let's talk about the victories of the day. I'm going to start over this way. The village turned out very nice. I am very happy that A, this project is done, and B, it turned out looking similar to how I anticipated it. Unemployed. And there were still more villagers unemployed. But yeah, this turned out very nice. I got some more of these for Wandering Trader. Enjoying that. And just, it feels like a village. So, mission accomplished. Also, it looks really nice on a map. I enjoyed this thoroughly. We have a rustic greenhouse, all nice and ready to be filled, as I did not get to that today, and it is a project for a later date. I also need to redo these shelves, because I didn't set them up right. But, that's another one. Spore Blossom. I need a Spore Blossom. I'm gonna find a non-adventure way to fall into a ravine and happen upon a Spore Blossom. That'd be great. We have our general store, farmer's market, stand situation. As you can see here, the villagers, they like coming and visiting. But it is ready to be filled with all of the crops for storage, so that way it stops taking up a bunch of my space. But yeah, this turned out nice too. We fixed up the waterfall, added in the little stream that goes into the pond, and this is probably my favorite thing that I did today, because it was so satisfying seeing it all come together. And then finally, the sawmill. Entirely for lore. Entirely because I felt like it'd be nice to have a sawmill. So, yeah, not a bad day. And as the sun sets, we have plenty to plan for and get ready for next time. Until then, if you could like and subscribe, I am trying to reach 1,000 by the end of the year. I would really appreciate it. And there's plenty more Quiet Life to come. So, yeah, have a good one.